And the winner of the 2011 Queensland Nokia Business Innovation Award is Jean Madden.
Nana just said to me, "Oh, Jeannie, this should be you." But really, the competition was so amazing with Elena and Melissa. So thank you so much. It's huge shoes to fill. I'd like to thank everyone who has supported and donated to Street Swags over the years. We've now given our basic bed and shelter to over 20,000 homeless sleeping rough in Australia. So thank you. And to everyone who has believed in me, this journey has taught me faith. It's taught me that when you are doing good work for the higher good, you're not alone. And I have had an amazing team behind me, my directors from both my boards, my family and my friends whose support is just absolutely unwavering. Tim has to leave in a second to go and pick up the kids from my sister, so darling, I will excuse you. To the prisoners and Marlene and the crew from Woodford. Woodford Correctional Centre has actually produced at least 18,000 of those street swags. I know. So it's what we do in partnership with Corrective Services, with Brian O'Reilly here from Nudgee College, the boys there at Nudgee, among a couple other schools around Australia who actually roll the swags. They put the foam in and they roll it up and they package it with hygiene packs, blankets and pillows, and from there they're distributed to all the different social service organisations around Australia, all the emergency accommodation shelters, hospitals, schools, church groups, charities, everyone who works with homelessness right across Australia. I believe we are the only non-government funded, we don't get a razoo. I believe we're the only non-government funded organisation who works with everyone who works with homelessness right across Australia. So I'd like to thank all of those charities and organisations who distribute our street swags, but the people who really are doing it tough and who need to be acknowledged in this are the people who are sleeping in our street swags. The majority of our street swags go to families, mothers with children who just can't afford to live anywhere. We don't get any government funding because there's no funding for what we do. These people are turned away from emergency accommodation every night. There are, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, nearly 100,000 people turned away from emergency accommodation every night in Australia, and there is nothing for these people except us. We are keeping these people alive. Long enough, I hope, for communities to take responsibility for their own. So, just to give you an example of what we do, these families can't get Centrelink because they don't have an address. These families will never be registered anywhere as being homeless because they will have their children put into foster care. These are families, one of them might have just lost their job and they're trying desperately to get back on their feet. They're trying desperately to get enough bus money to get their kids to school each day. I know of 8 families at the moment sleeping in a drain in a suburb, 10 minutes drive from here, waiting to get a spot in the caravan park next to it. These people are sleeping in street swags. I'd like to thank Telstra, Nokia. Mum said, "Oh, I hope you win this one because you need a new phone. It died last week." I'd also like to thank some amazing people in the music industry who've gotten behind Street Swags this year and put together a Christmas album for us, which will be in stores in a couple of weeks. Some good friends of mine like Casey Chambers, Lee Kernaghan, Troy Casadale, a whole list, Katie Noonan, some beautiful people. Please look out for it and buy it for your staff. Thank you so much for having me.